Hi, welcome to the channel. Jay, and this is our 2 cents where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing David Benavidez willing to return to 168 for Canelo, rumors of Ryan rematching Rolly and Tank, and Jamal Charlo finally speaks out about some things that was going on with him while he was in his hiatus away from boxing. He said life was lifing. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live today. Be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. You can monetarily help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing or dropping your 2 cents in the Cash App. So boxing's been a tad bit slow lately. We got the Tank Roach rematch coming up that has been confirmed. We had a great discussion on here Sunday, last time I was on here, about what people thought would happen in the rematch. I had some new people come on the panel. Shout out to Jupe. I had some people that's not normally on the panel. It was a very different panel, very different people with very different opinions about the fight. So it was a very interesting conversation. I don't know if you were here or not. We may rehash that. And I'm probably going to drop the link early tonight. But I'm wondering why my StreamYard says I got a certain number of people watching, but my YouTube says I got a different number of people watching. That's crazy. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like button because it's saying I only got 2 likes. That's crazy. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like button. Y'all in the building. 14 people watching. I should have 14 likes. So I just watched a video with what's the dude name? David Benavidez trainer. He said they may be willing to come down to 168 to fight Canelo. And at this point, I've been, if y'all go back and check on my page, I've been made a video like maybe last year saying Benavidez just need to leave Canelo alone. Cause I don't know what Canelo got going on. And speaking of Canelo, I keep hearing rumors about this Bud fight not happening. They already talking about who the replacement is. Like this whole thing is just first of all, let me say this. I said from the jump, I don't think Canelo and Crawford fight is gonna happen. That was my prediction. That was my 2 cents. I don't think the fight gonna happen. I said I'll believe the fight gonna happen once I see them in the ring. Because we're dealing with Crawford, who likes to flip flop and change his mind and do all kind of this and that. We're dealing with Turkey, who like to say all this extravagant stuff and ain't even talk to an event planner to even try to check the date to see if the place even gonna be available. So I'm like, listen, when I see him in the ring, I'll see him in the ring. I was telling all the Bud buddies, y'all don't get too excited about this fight. Don't put all your eggs in one basket because it just might not happen. Not because I'm hating, not because I don't care if Bud fight Canelo. I'm just saying the type of people we're dealing with to make this fight. And then you announce the fight at Allegiant Stadium on this date, on this network, only to find out all of that was just absolutely not true. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I heard Eddie Hearn saying Canelo might retire before the Crawford fight. Like, it just sounds like a lot going on. If I was Canelo, I'll retire too. Y'all know he's not gonna fight Benavidez. He's not about. I do not believe Canelo is not about to fight anybody worth of note moving forward. It's rumors about him possibly rematching Bivol, but I even doubt that. I even doubt that. Too Rich say every big fight has a backup opponent. Geesh. Too Rich. The fight hasn't even been done yet. It ain't got no network. It ain't got no place. It ain't got none of that. But you announcing a backup opponent? Come on, Too Rich. Come on, Too Rich. You smarter than that, bro. I'm dropping a link early tonight. Kamal Eyes in the building. What up, Kamal? He says, unless Canelo Alvaroid is fighting Benavidez, Beterbiev, Bivol rematch, Morrell Jr., or Christian and Billy, I'm not interested in his fights. Kamal, don't you think it's crazy how Canelo just got 2 times undisputed and not one person has said a word about it? Nobody cares. It's like Canelo, it's like Turkey made Canelo disappear. Nobody cares that Canelo's 2 time undisputed. Anybody care? Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you've even said that out of your mouth or thought it in your brain since the fight. That Canelo Alvarez is 2 time undisputed. I'm just asking. Marlon 2631 says boxing needs that fight. It's a lot of eyes, casuals. I don't think boxing needs that fight. Um, I don't it's not a fight that really had a demand, right? It's almost like they try to convince you want to see the fight. There was no demand for Canelo and Crawford. Not one person ever until Crawford brought it up was like, "Ooh, I want to see Crawford fight Canelo." Not one person. Not one person said that ever. Never ever did anybody ever say. So it's no real demand for the fight, really. It's really not. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's in the uproar that Turkey completely lied about the fight, where it was gonna be, what network it was gonna be on. Nobody cared. They're not making videos about it. They not calling venues like they was doing for Tank because they don't care. Because they don't Tank got a fight coming up. Oh, they changed the venue. They calling, they checking, they doing this and doing that because they cared about the fight. They don't care about this fight. Turkey, they selling fake tickets online. I got screenshots. They were selling fake tickets online to a place to a venue that they didn't even have booked. And there was no outrage. There was no people making videos about it. There was no people making videos about it or nothing because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fake tickets. Content creators making whole videos about the tickets, talking about they sold out, but they still available. No demand for Tank versus Roach or Tank versus any of his opponents. The demand is for Tank. Tank is the demand. Tank is the demand. That's why they was calling the venue to see if it was booked or not. And that's why they not calling they not calling the Legion Stadium to see if Turkey ever had it booked. They not making videos about why you was selling fake tickets online because nobody cares. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all acting like y'all don't understand what I'm saying. I mean, it is what it is. If they make the fight, they make the fight. If they don't, they don't. I mean, I feel like if they don't make the Canelo fight, the only people that's really gonna be sad is the Bud Buddies. That's just my 2 cents. The Bud Buddies gonna be sad. Everybody else gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go about our business. But Tank is the demand. People want to see Tank fight. It don't matter who he fighting. That's why he's in the position that he's in. Like I can't understand how the Tank is in the position that he's in, but yet y'all criticize him as if other fighters are doing something better. If they were, then they would be in better positions. But they're not. Like I don't get it. It's backwards to me. It's backwards. Oscar De La Hoya talking about Ryan Garcia might rematch Tank. How? How's Ryan Garcia gonna rematch Tank? He all the way up at 147. You got Devin got Tank on his hit list. How? How you gonna fight Tank when you a light welterweight, Devin? You fighting at 144. I don't understand. These dudes is still mentioning this man's name. They not even in the weight class. Let me drop this link real quick. 'Cause I ain't gonna be on here all night. Come on, I say Devin full of it. 2 cents. What you think about Pac-Man versus Barrios? I think it's a pointless fight. Like, I think Manny Pacquiao's too old. He's been out the ring too long. I don't see what he's finna go in there and do with an active champion, even though people swear Mario Barrios is so bad that he's about to get beat by a 46-year-old man that's been out of the ring for 5 years that cannot punch longer than 20 seconds while he shadowboxing. That's my 2 cents about the fight. Mr. Greg on the panel, what's going on?
Good evening. Good evening.
You got paid?
What's good, Paige?
What up, Paige? What's up, Mr. Greg? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's
It
going
was
on with the
crazy
people?
because I just said with you at one point that I would believe the fight when it was announced, and that's what made me think it probably would happen. But after all of the no venue, no network, and nobody's saying anything about, as you said, about Canelo being two-time undisputed, because I didn't even think about it myself. and nobody's really talking about the fight other than we have this discussion from time to time. But I see no build up to it. I have seen some. I was in Atlanta this weekend, so I did see some footage that somebody had of Bud preparing. Looked good, but other than that, I haven't seen it on, really on YouTube or anything like that. And I haven't seen any kind of build up, even just general conversation with the press. So I'm kind of leaning toward where you are is that I won't even believe the fight now until they're actually in the ring. And I don't know what anybody else is doing in terms of Oscar talked about rematching with Tank, which is stupid since they're not even in the same weight class anymore. So I don't know. It seems that we're back to talking about fantasy fights almost that should be happening, and then we're gonna end up getting something totally different. That's where I think we're headed. I hope I'm wrong. I do want to see Charlo and Bud rather than Canelo. But if he did fight Canelo, I would be, want to watch that as well. But I'm not jumping up and down about it, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of work in my opinion, that he has to do to be very competitive with Canelo in order to win. So that's just how I feel about what's going on with it at this point.
Paid in full. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's going on? Salute, Mr. Greg. Salute, 2 cent.
Hey, Faye.
Shoot, I pretty much I agree with everything pretty much Mr. Greg said, man. I pretty much got to see the fight. I got to see them in the ring to believe that they fight. And I don't believe they really fighting because obviously there's too much misinformation going around about them. And Bud even said I don't know when they shot that interview, but Bud was recently just doing an interview saying that he haven't even started camp yet. So. Uh, Yeah, I just got to see that fight to believe it. And I never really even spoke on Canelo because I really don't really talk about dude that much. But another thing is Boots had pulled out of I guess, not fighting Tio, which I don't blame him because it's really not too much to really gain from fighting Tio, but just to stay busy fight. If I'm him, I mean, he pretty much already made it known what he wanted to do, which was either unification fights and become undisputed at 147. So I think he's pretty much sitting out right now to 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 see what happened with Brian Norman and go about trying to make that fight. As far as Eddie Hearn, I don't think Eddie Hearn really know what he be doing because sometimes he be making his fighters look terrible. Um, for him to come out to the public and say that you really don't know if Booth would get criticized because of his performance if he was to face To, like he pretty much down talking your fighter, bro. But that's pretty much all I got.
Oh, what is that? What do Eddie be talking about? Dang, you said something, Paid. I wanted to respond to. I can't even remember what it was now. Shout
About
out to
Canelo.
Rich in the building. What you say, Paid?
I said, was it about the Canelo or was it about Boots?
Boots. Oh, the Boots and Tio thing. I meant to talk about that. Why people acting? Look, I cannot duck somebody in a weight class below me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
why
crazy.
are they like? Come on, y'all. It's like, stop it.
People want
Nobody's
him to.
ducking. How the hell am I ducking you and you a weight class below me? Like, stop it. They don't
People
even
wanted.
make.
People only wanted Boots to fight. They only wanted him to fight black people, quote unquote, wanted him to fight him because of the racist shit that he was saying. But if I'm Boots, bro, I don't gain shit from fighting To. I don't blame him for not taking the fight.
Come on, I say Turkey got laughed out of the Netflix meeting. What you mean? Come on, Mr. Too Rich. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? I don't think they want that fight either. Come on.
Every panel I go on, they talking about it. The fight when look at fight hype interview, the interview and all the boxes, they ask them about the fight, who they think will win or whatever. So for a fight that's 4 months away and you haven't even started the press conference, I think it's hype. Now, will the fight do well? I doubt it. How a fight gonna do well? You paying out $300 million? It ain't meant to do well. None of these fights are meant to do well. I think y'all missing the point here. None of these fights are actually meant to do well. That's not the point. It's really just about spectacle. When you got the money to burn, you're not making money on regular promoters' schedules. You see what I mean? You're dealing with a government money. Government is nonprofit.
And
But
how has
anyway,
that been working out when you making a fight that's not meant to do well, too,
Right.
Rich?
it's about spectacle. Because
Why would that?
most of the fights Turkey put on, normal promoters couldn't afford to put them on. No way, it wouldn't make sense. How long would it take for Turkey to come to you, 2 Cent, and say, "Hey, I want to pay this guy 100 million. I want to pay the other guy 50 million. I want to pay this other guy whatever." You're gonna tell, "Hey, you're not gonna make money off this fight," and he say, "Put it on anyway." How
Exactly.
long for you? How long for you realize he ain't in it for the profit? That
That's
it's
not
another
true,
play.
bro. I ain't never know a
So,
businessman that'd be into a
Okay,
business.
well, you dealing with a government. So okay, this is what I'm here for. See, I'm the guy that kind of come in here and lay shit straight. So I'm gonna rewind back right quick because I ain't gonna be on here long. Matter of fact, I'm gonna land my plane right here. If you go back 2 Cent or anybody want to, it was an article in the New York Times, 2024, before the Saudis came here. And before they ever mentioned Turkey name, when it was all about the Saudi government is coming to take over boxing. In that interview, in that article, they talked about the first initial investment. Listen to the word, the first initial investment to take on the task of taking over boxing was $2 billion. How do you start profiting when you ain't finished the investment yet?
Why?
You
Yeah.
don't
Why
pro.
can't Turkey
So
get
okay,
out of it in 2 years
so let,
then, bro?
let, let me finish. Remember, the government is doing this. That's nonprofit. So they spending a bunch of money to get everybody to say, "Hey, look my way." And they already in that article. If you go read the article for yourself, they already had the league plan. Everything about the league was already done. So when the league comes, the private company comes, TKO. When the private company comes, they come for profit. All the numbers roll back. All the numbers. So basically, they use a government subsidy to promote the boxing. So think about it like this: so if you in a town, I'm in Atlanta, you have a birthday bash, right? So if Rod Wave come by himself, I don't know why he's so big in Atlanta, but he packs out the Georgia Dome or whatever they call it now, the Benz Stadium, and for whatever price that is. But on birthday bash, they gonna bring what 10, 20 stars that normally charge $75,000 a piece. There's no way they can make a profit off that. So how are they doing it? Well, the government is the Atlanta, the government of Atlanta, rather, the capital is subsidizing the event. So they don't need to make profit off it. It's subsidized. It's an
Rich,
entertainment.
I don't know what you talking about, bro, but
Exactly.
listen, that may have been cool tens of millions of dollars ago, but he's definitely not wanting to keep doing that,
Listen
blowing
to me,
all
two
that
cent.
money like that. And
You
that
you're
business model has affected the quality of his events.
okay. Listen what I'm saying. You're going by the way y'all think. If before they got here, New York Times, y'all listen to the New York Times for anything, they're a credible source. They already said their initial investment was $2 billion. I want you to tell me who recoups the profit from an investment they haven't even fully invested in yet. So if you look at the numbers that they spending, it don't match up. They can't make a profit. They're not even trying to make a profit. You see what I mean? So you got to understand what's the play here. What is the play? Understand this, regardless of what you think about them, when Turkey goes away, a lot of fights go away. A lot of money that the promoters been eating off of, that the fighters been eating off, all that money go away. Now what happens? Do the promoters scramble to keep putting on these big cards, or do they go back the way it was with 9,001 odd fights? You see what I mean? He knows what he's doing. He's really destructing the boxing industry. You see what I mean? For when he leaves. So y'all gotta understand what the
Exactly.
play is. Watch for
Exactly.
the
He's
play. That's all I'm
destroying
saying.
the boxing industry. Absolutely right. I agree. We agree there.
Okay, that's
That's
all I'm saying.
exactly what he's
I
doing.
agree with y'all that he has an agenda. It's just not the agenda of people. People think about profit, man. They don't need to make profit. It's a government subsidy. If the government come into your neighborhood and do what they call it, gentrification, they're gonna spend money. They're gonna get people to come here. They don't need to make no profit. They already got the money. They got 950 billion in the fund. They don't need. That's like spending $2. 2 billion is like them having $950 and spending $2.
All right, land your
It's just
plane. I got
so.
other people that feel they got to get their 2 cents off, Rich.
Yeah, but all right, that's all I got, man. I'm out here. I've been in chat.
All right, all right, all right. We got JB Sports and Rich on the panel.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's good?
The
Good.
hell,
What's
Too
good?
Rich was talking about. I don't know what Too Rich was talking about. It made absolutely no sense. They definitely do want to make a profit. You not finna waste. They're not gonna recoup $2 billion with TKO. I don't know how long it would take them to do that, but they already struggling with the league already. JB Sports, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, just want to talk a little bit about Jerome Business, man. It's like he's gonna move up to 154. He declined the Teofimo Lopez fight, so I heard his promoter Eddie Hearn say a couple of days ago that if he was going to stay at 147, it would be for a Teofimo Lopez fight. If he don't fight Teo, he's going up to 154. So if I'm part of his team, I would try to petition either the WBA or the IBF in the junior middleweight division for a immediate title shot. I think the IBF champion is Bakram. You can maybe petition IBF for a shot at Bakram, or you go to the WBA. Now, Terence Crawford is the current WBA junior middleweight champion, but the interim champion is Jonas Tellez. He beat Julian J. Rock Williams. I think that was on the undercard of the Tank Roach fight, or maybe it was the Morel Benavidez fight. I can't remember. But he can fight him for the interim WBA title, and then probably be elevated to a full WBA junior middleweight champion. As we know, Crawford's moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. So interesting development as far as Boost goes. I guess he's looking at T.O. as a guy that doesn't have a belt. It's a big money fight, but I think at this stage, I think Boost is trying to fight meaningful fights, got fights for belts. He just don't want to be fighting a guy just to be fighting a guy, even though Teofimo Lopez would have been the best guy on Boost's resume. So
Yeah.
just interesting decision by Boost, man. We'll see what Teofimo Lopez does next. Will he fight Haney, or will he stay at
JB
140 to defend
Sports,
his
you
belt,
got to
WBO
CEO
belt?
is gonna be the best person on Boots'
Boots resume.
resume.
That's crazy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. He would be the most accomplished person on Boost's resume, easy.
Okay.
That should be up for debate.
Accomplished, that's
The
different.
most accomplished fighter
Accomplished is
on his
different.
resume, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He gonna
I
be.
thought you
Hey,
said the best fighter. I
can I
was
get
finna
my
say,
two cent
oh,
in?
wait a minute. That's a far
Yeah, I'm
stretch.
gonna let you
Yeah.
go, Rich.
What's
I
up,
was wanting
Rich?
to respond to JB.
Yeah, what's up?
Damn, y'all made me forget what I was finna say. Oh, y'all, you know what's crazy, JB? You got a fighter that's trying to fight for belts in this legacy thing, and they want him to do the opposite and fight T.O. You got a fighter making his bread pay-per-view star, and they want him to do the opposite and fight for belts. It's crazy. Like the fans want the fighters to do opposite of whatever it is that they trying to do. Go ahead, too, Rich. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Now I seen that on you said David Benavidez going back to 168. That's one thing I want to talk about. But the other thing is on JB Sports. I think Boots gonna wait around for Brian Norman to duck again, and then he might move up to 154. And third, that is the best person on his resume. That's gonna be the only Hall of Famer that's on his resume.
Who?
We're gonna keep it like that. Tio, not
That's
one of
Cap,
them,
bro.
not one of them guys is gonna be first ballot Hall of Fames. That's
That's Cap, bro.
On Boots resume. Who's on Boots resume? That's gonna be first
Stanionis will
ballot
be.
Hall. He ain't gonna be
Stanionis
no
will be
first
one.
first ballot man. That man
T.O.
about to
gonna
be
be a first ballot Hall of
man.
Famer?
Tio gonna be a first. What you mean? Why
Yeah,
not?
he's
He
two-time lineal champion,
135,
2 different weight
145,
classes.
140 champion, and he beat some Loma, and he beat Josh Taylor. When they
Come
come
on,
on,
I
man,
say T.O.
come
is
on,
not a Hall of Famer. It's people
he's a
that
hall of
disagree with you.
he's a Hall of Famer. How Tim Bradley became a first ballot Hall of Famer?
That's a good question. That's the same question I had.
I'm it's a lot of people that's Hall of Famers. You can't them
Arturo Gotti, he's a Hall of Famer.
you can't fuck his career up, man, just cause how you feel about him. That
So
nigga
how
good, and he 27 years old, 26. He a
Stanionis is
first
a Hall of Famer.
for Jonas ain't nowhere near a Hall of Famer like
How you,
Tio.
bro? How is he not?
He not gonna be a first ballot.
If you literally just said that it's people in the Hall of Fame that has done far less, how is he not? And he was a world champion.
So he a first ballot Hall of Famer. You really gonna say just you want to argue or something? You really gonna
No,
say
I'm
that
saying
he a Hall of Famer?
you said specifically.
You gonna say that he's
It's
a Hall
people
of
Hey,
in
in the
the
Famer?
chat, put a 1 in the chat if you think T.O. is a Hall of Famer. First
T.O.
ballot
If
Hall
he
of
definitely
Famer.
retired today, is he a Hall of Fame if he retired
T.O.
today?
a Hall of Famer.
yeah,
He's only
T.O.
20.
He a 2 division champion. He will be in the Hall of Fame for
Come
sure.
on, man. That's not even
Tim Bradley
a
has a
question to
better
ask.
resume. Tim Bradley has a better resume than T.O., including a win over Manny.
All right,
Yeah,
he has
Bradley got a hell of a resume. You look at what Bradley fought, he had a hell of a resume.
T.O. got a win over Loma.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. Like you can't argue that, man. So yeah, I believe that what you said, but I think
He
he's gonna
also
wait
lost
around
to Cambosis.
for so what? Manny lost to who? Manny lost. He lost to that one guy a couple years ago. That lost to Earl
Jeff
Spence
Horn.
got his ass socket knocked out.
Jeff Horn.
Like what that mean? Hey, he lost to Jeff Horn. He lost to a couple people. That don't
Kell
Yeah,
mean
Brook.
nothing.
yeah, he did lose. I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, that was a bad
not
decision.
Kell Brook. Not Kell Brook. The other one, the one from Dominican, like Dominican Republic.
Ugas.
Yeah. What
So if you
Yeah,
beat
Dana
Loma
Ugas.
with three,
what
so if you
like
beat Loma with 3 losses in 20 fights, that make you a Hall of Famer?
if you
That's what
beat
Kamal
Loma with
Oz
what?
said. That's what Kamal Oz said. Loma with 3 L's in 20 fights.
I think he beat him
Yeah,
before
but
he had
Loma
3
got
L's.
Loma going. Loma sure surefire Hall of Famer.
I
He,
think he gave him the second loss. I don't know what he talking about, but I think he gave Loma his second loss. Loma only lost his first fight. It was like his second fight when he lost, and then he lost to Tio. I don't know
Nah,
what that guy took.
they literally took a loss off of Loma's record. Like
That
just act like he
it,
never had that hoe.
that
No, I'm
yeah,
saying
he
that's
lost
what
to
I'm
Haney,
saying.
Salido.
Loma lost like in his first 2 fights. He lost his second fight or some shit like that,
He
and then
lost to
he
Toledo.
lost to Tio.
It was a
Yeah,
loss to Toledo.
then Tio was so young. Like you gotta think about it, he was only like 20. How old was Tio? 21, 22?
Kamal Oz say, so is Orlando Salido a Hall of Famer?
Man, y'all just want to argue. Tio Hall of Famer. I don't give a fuck what no one say how you put it, how you slice it. He a Hall of Famer. And he young. His resume is one of the best in the boxing right now at his age.
Is Earl Spence a Hall of Famer?
Earl Smith a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think so.
I'm just curious. I was
Yeah,
just curious. I was just curious. Shout out Rick Timms in the building. What up, Rick Timms?
What up,
G.
Rick Tim?
What's up with it,
Since
2
Rick, what
cents?
you got for the show?
Hey man, what's up with it, 2 cents? Everybody on the
Nothing much.
panel, the chat. Oh man, I only hit your panel once since you've been rolling, man. I said, man, I was gonna slide up here and just join in on the convo. You know,
Yeah, we talking about this T.O. and his Boots thing, and they believe T.O. will be the best person on Boots' resume, a fighter coming up from 140.
well, damn, whose name is bigger on Boots' resume than T.O.?
I think
They saying Stanion is gonna as a first ballot Hall of Fame, man. He a bigger name than Tio. I ain't never heard that
I
a day
never
in my
said
life,
that,
man.
bro. I never said that, bro. I never
That-
said
That's
that.
that's the craziest thing
I never
I
said
ever
that, bro.
heard.
I
But this
never
is the
said
thing
that.
though. You can say somebody the biggest name on your resume, but they coming up from a different weight class. Like it's
But
you get what I'm saying? It don't
it's
make sense.
it's a lot of people that came up. But now Hawkins came up from a different weight class and won. Like it's a lot of people. Roy Jones, is a lot of people. Y'all, you making it seem like it's
Yeah, Roberto
something
Duran.
that's like super. If you
So how
doing
come
what
was
the
so how
only
come
way.
everybody was on Earl Spence ass for beating Mikey Garcia then? Nobody wanted to give him credit for that fight, even though at the time that
Nah,
might
they
have
was
been one of the
not because
biggest names on his resume.
it. I mean, I ain't gonna
They
say
hating. They was
nobody gave
hating.
Errol Spence credit, but people was willing to give Mikey Garcia credit if he would have won. It was more.
No,
It was
no.
more.
Why? What's the difference?
What you mean? What's the
They
difference?
was hating.
What's the
They
difference
should have
from
gave him
Mikey
credit because Mike
going up
Garcia
to
was a
Earl,
fight
pound for pound
Earl
fighter at that
and
time. Remember,
Theo
he was
going up
top
to
10
fight
pound for
Boots?
pound fighter.
nobody never said nothing bad about Errol Spence. I ain't
Yes,
never
they
hear nobody.
did.
No, nobody did it. He
They
went
been
up
talk
there and
shit
got his
about
ass
Earl
whooped.
ever since Earl got lost to Bud, bro. They always talking
Nah,
shit.
they always was talking about that Mikey fight. He was too small, this and that. All of that. They be trying not to give no credit to Earl for that Mikey Garcia fight.
Yeah, that's a shame.
I mean, we all knew what was gonna happen, but we knew. I thought he was gonna knock his ass out.
So
That's
how
all.
we don't know what's gonna happen with T.O. and Boots?
T on Boots is a different story.
No, it's not.
I think I got Boots beating him, but I don't think that it's gonna go how people think it's gonna go.
He too little, bro.
Isn't T.O. coming up from 140 to 147 to try to fight Boots?
Yes.
Mike
Yeah,
Yes, Mr.
Garcia, I
Greg.
believe, was at 135 trying to come up to 147. Because
Mike Boots did
Yeah, in
that.
his
Mike,
last fight, but he had fought at 140 before that. He from his last fight, he
Damn.
came up 12 pounds, but he had fought at 140 like the fight before when he beat
See,
Just
see,
like
Lipinets.
see,
T.O.
see,
T.O.
see.
coming
So
from
it's pretty much the
135.
same
Two
scenario.
cents. Two
Yeah,
cents. 2 cents. You acting like you acting like it's a Regis prograde coming up. You acting like it's people that's like just a Seal got skills, man. He ain't no just no
I mean,
regular. He just ain't no like bottom of the barrel boxer. He still got a good skill
he's
set, man.
not
He
bottom
still,
of the barrel. He's a
but
decent
you acting
fighter,
like
but for y'all to think he's
he
gonna
ain't.
go to 147 and be competitive with Boots is crazy to me. Like I don't see that at all. I don't see it at all.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. He
Bro,
got some fighters that think he have a chance. Timothy Bradley, Clarissa Shields. It's kind of. I think Boost will beat him. I think it's a
That's
good
what.
fight, but I
That's
think Boost with his jab
that's.
and his length will be able to in the left hook. I think that'll be the difference. And the problem with Teofimo Lopez is his face don't hold up. He takes punches and his face don't hold up. Even the Barbosa fight, a fight dominated. He looked at the worst face wise than Barbosa after the fight. So I don't think his face gonna hold up in a fight with Boots. I think that'll probably be a different, probably a late stoppage, but I think it'll be a competitive fight.
That's
You
what.
got
That's
two
all I'm
athletic
saying. That's
guys,
all.
two guys that
That's
know
all
each
I'm
other from the
saying.
amateurs,
He's a
That's
two
all
career
I'm
guys with
saying.
great footwork.
athlete.
It'll be a competitive fight, but I
That's
don't think his
all.
face will hold up.
That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to
Boots will
say
beat
that
the
he
career
gonna
out
get
of
it.
T.O. bro.
That's how you
Yeah,
feel.
Boost too much for T.O., dog. And on the cool, I feel like T.O. just talking out the side of his neck. I mean, do he
Nah. Oh
really
yeah.
even want
Hey,
Boost?
that's why I wanted to
He
talk
wants to
about
fight. He
too.
do want to fight
That
now.
that's what I want to talk about. What Boot Tio just said that about Turkey. Y'all ain't see what he said?
Yeah,
he
but
called
yeah,
him a
Boost turned
dictator.
down the fight.
He fighting
Nah,
Boost
what?
turned down the
nah.
fight.
Tio just called that man a dick
A
taker.
dictator. Yeah.
He called it.
Some more gay stuff
Now
than
they tried
T.O.
to make the
saying.
fight, but Boost don't
he,
want to
he,
hang around
they
147 if not
tried to
for a
call and
title opportunity. So he
apologize
moving
too
up.
for that shit.
He want to
Straight up
unify. He
and
ain't
Man, can't
unifying. He
apologize.
nobody
moving up.
Yeah, can't nobody at 147 see Boots.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
man a dick
Boots
taker.
have no competition at 147. All the smoke at
Yeah.
154 and all the
Yep.
money at 154.
And ain't nobody at 140 for sure finna compete nothing with him. So T.O. noise, I can kill that. That's just something to be
Yeah.
No,
criticized Boots
I
about.
disagree. I disagree with you. I think all the smoke at 154, but the money right now at 147. The way Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, all of them moving up, Boots, Tio, the money right
Hell no.
there.
After
Man,
them badass
after
performances,
the way Ryan and Devin just look,
I
exactly.
I can't name one person at 154 that's a money fighter.
Bro,
Yeah.
Charlo up there.
Boost about he
Charlo,
about trying to collect
Charlo,
belts
yeah,
right now.
A
yeah,
lot of fighters up there for him.
Charlo just came back, but I can't name one person that's a money that's a money fight that even made money at 154. I can name if Devin and them move up to 147, we could say that they made money with in their fights. That's why I say all the money is down there,
That's what
yeah,
147.
I'm
But
going
saying.
but
forward
as
though.
far as competition, as far as the best fights, it is at 154. But I don't think that's where the money at. Not right now.
No, I disagree. I
Man,
see the
it
money
definitely
more
ain't
at
at
154.
47.
47. I mean,
It
Boots
definitely
is
ain't at
Outside of
40 because
Boots.
motherfuckers getting overpaid, to be honest.
I,
Bruce can go to 54 and beat all the old big names up there.
I
That's what he
don't
should go
know.
Yeah,
do.
he can go up there to 154. He'll be much more comfortable at that weight too. I think 147 has become a problem the last couple of fights as far as cutting that weight. So he don't want to really waste his time at 147 if it ain't no belt on the line or collect another belt. So he gonna go up to 154. He probably perform much better at 154 than he did at 147. That's saying something. He can put on some good performance against the Jonas in other fights, but I think he'll be a much better at 154.
I think so too, but he said shit, he was gonna wait when he fought Sonny Onus. He said he was gonna wait on Tuesday before the fight even happened.
Well, he has to fight somebody soon because he's waiting around again. And you know what happens when you stay out the ring too long. You're going to have to take a lesser fight. I think taking the fight with Tio, if Tio was coming up, is a good fight to have. It's a better fight if Tio was to win it, but he's not going. I don't think he definitely won't beat Boots. but it's a good fight for Boost to have just to have that name on his resume. It's a better situation for Tio. Say it again now. It's a
now
better
keep
fight for
going,
Tio.
Cindy.
What?
Cole Pounder
No,
Now
say
say
Boots
Cindy.
fighting Giazov or Rolly to stay busy makes a lot more sense than fighting T.O.
no,
No.
Boots,
And,
Yeah, but he's
Boots,
not gonna stay
and
at
over there we
147
leaving
for
out,
for no
y'all.
them fights. He was only gonna stay at 147 if he
bro.
could have got a
Brian
unification.
Norman fight.
He ain't
Brian
getting that,
Norman
so he's
fight
moving up.
June. I think Brian Norman fight June 19th. So he ain't really got to sit around that much. He said right after that they can negotiate.
Yeah, yeah, he
And
gonna
look,
wait till he gonna wait till Brian Norman duck again. That's all.
and we leaving out the Pacquiao monkey wrench out of goddamn nowhere. Him and Barrios. That's slowing the process of him
That's
getting
why I
all
say
these belts at
147
147.
where the money at because
Barrios wasn't gonna fight him no way.
Rolly
Barrios
Talking
didn't.
already
about they
PBC not
talking
gonna
about
put Barrios nowhere
if
near Boots.
they talking about if Manny Pacquiao win, they gonna put him in the ring with Boots. I was like, these people insane.
but
Nah, they gonna put him
no
in with Rolly. That's what they
they
gonna
gonna
do.
They ain't
They
gonna have
PBC
no
gonna
other
look out
choice.
for Rolly. They ain't look out for no Boots.
PBC gonna put him
They
in
ain't
with
gonna have
Rolly.
no other choice. He a
PBC
champion.
Man,
They
Boots,
ain't got no other choice.
that's another 18 months. Boots gonna have to hang around
nah boot
47, man.
PBC
Boots
gonna
ain't gonna
put
hang
him in
around. I think he going up
PBC
to
gonna put him in there
154.
with Boot.
That's
I
what the
mean with
promoter's saying.
If Pacquiao get that belt from Barrios, bro, I best believe Boots. If Boots don't get Brian Norman, they gonna put him in the ring with Boots. Why
You
not?
think the
He a
PBC
champion.
gonna put Pacquiao in there with
He
nah
Boots?
wants the belt.
Absolutely.
Well,
He
Pacquiao
instead
should
of
have
He
putting
that
him
wants
in
the
belt.
there with
belt.
Rolly, one of their fighters, why would they help out a matchroom?
they gonna put him in there with Rolly, man.
That's what I'm
It's an
saying. It's an
in-house
in-house
fight. They
fight.
gonna get
If
money.
Boots
And
I'm
then
go
not.
back
I'm
to
not saying that.
PBC,
But
if
And
Boots
Rolly
go
will
sign with
sell the hell out of
PBC,
that fight with stuff he be saying. He'll sell that fight.
Pacquiao not even
but
gonna
Boots
jump
a
out
free
there.
agent now, ain't he?
if Boots go back to
Nah.
PBC and sign with PBC, I could see him getting a Pacquiao fight. But that's
Yeah,
crazy because
Boots
Pacquiao
next fight is a
not
free.
finna beat Barrios. He not finna beat Barrios.
I
He
No.
said
might beat
ain't.
Barrios. Barrios basic. He might
If
beat
Boots
Barrios.
ain't fighting
Barrios lost
for a
his last fight.
title,
I thought Barrios lost to Ramos,
I
to
thought
be
he did
honest
too,
with you.
and he
And
got his
Ramos
ass
had like
knocked
5
out a few
losses.
times.
So
Hey, Juicy.
Barrios ain't nowhere near the level of a Boots or even Brian Norman Jr. So
Hey,
What's up,
hey,
Aiden?
Juicy.
Pacquiao is
How
strategic
many
in
he
picking
got?
this guy. He's the weakest of the champions at 147 by far.
What's up, Aiden?
How many fights left? Boots got left with Matchroom.
He's
I
got
don't,
multiple fights with Matchroom now. Shakur Stevenson
No,
got
no,
one
his
fight left, and
contract
he's
finna
No,
pretty
this
expire.
clear of
is last
Matchroom. But I
fight.
think Boots got multiple
nah,
fights with Matchroom.
Boost signed like a 5-fight deal. Was it a 4-fight or 5
I
fight?
thought it was a 3-fight deal.
I
Yeah, it
know
was a
Boost.
3-fight deal.
Oh, 3 fight. I think he gonna sign back with Eddie, man. Eddie been doing good by him, man.
Yeah,
Eddie,
put
you
him in
can't
big
take
fights
that
in
from. I don't
Philly.
know about. I don't know about what he
I
been
don't
doing
know.
with my
Eddie
man
sound like he
Shakur.
be BSing to me. I ain't gonna lie to
Man, I
y'all.
don't know what he been doing with Shakur, but he been doing good with Boots, man.
Yeah, he
He
have.
been
I
he
agree.
been doing good with Boots. I don't like if you just hating him, you just gonna say, oh, he ain't do good with no. Come on, man. Who else he had to throw out
Who
there?
he got for Boost to fight?
Who?
And ain't nobody to fight at 147. Y'all just said that. You just said that out your mouth.
Said what?
Y'all saying there ain't no fights at 147, so y'all saying
I
154.
never said that.
No,
Well,
nobody
No,
ever
I do
said
think he
that.
should go to
There's no,
54, but I'm
it's some
saying
fights there, but there's no fights available as his next fight.
and
All the
he don't.
champions got fights lined
that's
up.
what I'm
Norman Jr.
asking.
and
Yeah,
Barrios
that's what I'm
got fights
saying. What's
lined up.
available
Eddie
for him
Hearn
at Matchroom?
clearly trying to get him at 154, but he keeps saying that Boost want to get them belts. He said that's what
Yeah,
he's
so
petitioning for. So that ain't Eddie
So,
Hearn fault.
Kamal Oz says Boots is done with Matchroom. Eddie has not done well for Boots. Why you say that, Kamal?
I don't know.
PBC gave Boots
That guy. That guy.
Stanionis instead of making Stanionis and Barrios. That's a good point,
You
Kamal.
said what?
P- PBC gave Boots Stanionis instead of making Stanionis and Barrios. And that's probably why
No, that
Barrios
was
didn't make
Matchroom.
Pacquiao
That was
fight.
That
Matchroom.
was Matthew that game standing
Matchroom.
on it.
PBC was on Stallione's side. They were the B side. Matchroom put that card on. That's a Boots
right,
promoter.
but
But
BBC was a part of
PBC is
that.
a matchroom fighter. I mean, but Stanionis is a PBC fighter. That's the point
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he's
but
making.
that was a collaboration, but it was a Matchroom promoted
It
card.
was a
Yeah, Boots
Matthew.
was the A side. That fight
That's why
was
they
on the
gave.
East Coast. It was in Atlantic City.
That's why they gave him that money too. Like, come on, man. There ain't no PVC shit.
But they not gonna put if Pacquiao
He
pull it up.
is a
So even if
PBC
Barrios
fighter. What
win,
y'all
they're not gonna
talking
put
about?
near one of them in there with no boost. They're gonna put them in with Rolly,
They
who's with
not
the
gonna put.
PBC.
They not gonna put. Yeah, they not gonna put. You see how they was trying to duck him against Terrence Crawford?
Then what's the point of Boots waiting around? Because if Boots not fighting for
Nah, he
titles, the
wait. He gonna wait. He
unified
gonna wait
or
on.
undisputed,
Eddie Hearn
what's
gonna
the point of
get
him hanging
Eddie. Hey,
around?
look, Eddie Hearn gonna say what he say. He gonna say he giving Brian Norman a massive offer, and they gonna say, nah, we don't want it. And that's when Boots gonna be forced to move to 154, and that's when his father gonna say they was ducking him.
Well, Boots got two
It's
options
going.
coming up because I think Barrio's fighting Pacquiao coming on. Ain't that June 19th?
I think July 21st, I believe, something like that. July.
So he got Brian Norman coming up this coming up month. So
Yeah.
that's an
Brian got
opportunity.
a fight coming up in
I
late
don't.
June, June
I,
24th or June 19th. One of them. He's got a fight
Yeah.
against
I
Jen
don't. I don't.
Sasaki up
I
in
don't.
Japan.
That's
I
in
don't.
Japan, right?
Yeah, that's up in Japan.
Yeah, he
Got to
fighting in
get up by 2,
Japan.
3 in the morning and watch that fight.
I don't think Pacquiao is gonna even fight Boots. He gonna look at that nigga and say, hell nah. He ain't even
Oh
gonna
hell no,
risk
he
his
ain't
life.
fighting for
He
no
ain't even
fight.
gonna risk his life like that. That might be
Hey
a
Nah, he
man,
ain't.
gamble.
Pacquiao in
Shout out
2021,
KQKC. He says, great show, 2 cents boxing. We need more women content creators like yourself. Appreciate it, KQKC. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Um, what you were saying? Let me see. Tom Brown was the co-promoter for Stanionis and Boots.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes
Yeah,
are capping.
and it was on where was it showcased on? It was on the Zone. It wasn't on Amazon Prime.
Man, that
So
guy
yeah,
right
they
there
was
just
TGB
seriously
promoted us to
hating,
Yones. It
man.
was a
That guy's a
collaboration. I'm
hard
not
to
saying it
hater.
wasn't, but it was a
Like
Matchroom promoted card. Boost was the A
we
side.
know it's a
So Jonas was the
PBC.
B side.
Yeah, that's just
hey,
like saying Rolly and Ryan Garcia. That was a PBC fight, man. Like, come on, man. Like,
No, he said he's a PBC fighter,
we
and he's
know that.
saying that
We
Tom
all
Brown
know that.
co-promoted the event. So what's the argument?
Eddie Hearn didn't make that fight happen. Eddie Hearn did nothing to make the fight happen.
hey man,
Listen,
y'all
we
y'all
gonna listen to
forgot
the
Tom
guy
Brown fights
tomorrow.
usually be on Amazon
Nigga,
Prime.
it
That fight
took
was on
two
the Zone.
promoters to make the fight happen. What are you talking
He was
about?
the
Nah. Okay,
co-promoter.
okay, we know that.
That's all
Yeah,
we saying.
but the
But
argument was
who was the
saying that,
lead
but the
promoter of the
argument was
event?
saying
Who
that
was the lead promoter of the
Eddie
event? It
Hearn
was
didn't do right
Matchroom.
by Eddie Hearn didn't do right by Boots, and he's sitting there trying to text or whatever he's doing and trying to make it seem like that Eddie Hearn had nothing to do with that fight. That's what
Nobody
he's
What?
doing.
said that. You just make that
Nobody
up.
said, man, y'all niggas up here
So
tripping.
what the fuck is he even writing that for?
Because he's saying that they gave PBC, let Stanionis go and fight
We
Boots.
all know that. Like
Okay, so what
Exactly.
is the
So why would
argument?
you think that they
that's
wouldn't
what
let him fight Pacquiao? That's the point of the conversation.
because they only
hey,
let certain. All right, man.
Yeah,
it,
it was a
That don't even
Matchroom
make
PBC
sense.
collaboration, but Matchroom was the lead promoter. When you look at the press conference,
I don't even know
Eddie
what y'all
Hearn on
arguing
stage,
for.
Tom Brown on
I don't even
stage
know
with
what
the
he's
fighters.
talking about.
If you look at the press conference, both promoters were on stage with their fighters, so it was a collaboration. But Matchroom was the lead promoter. They was in charge of the logistics, and the fight was on the Zone in Atlantic City, close to Boots' hometown. Western Yoner's from Lithuania, wherever it is. His fight's been in Vegas with the PBC, so it was a Matchroom was the lead promoter, but PBC was involved.
BBC don't only fight in Vegas.
Well,
Now, I'm just
listen,
saying though, everything was tilted toward the A
uh,
side. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Co-Ponder believes that Giasov is who Boots gonna fight next. So
That fight
because
not
that's
happening.
his
There ain't no money in
mandatory.
that fight. Nobody really gonna put no money in that fight.
That fight
That's
better
why
That's
they
be
That fight not
because
telling
it's
you
happening.
that
Nobody
mandatory.
even know this guy.
that
Nobody even know the
Bro,
Yas
that's
side.
his mandatory. That's his mandatory, bro.
Boost
that
gonna
fight.
move up. If Boost gonna move up, he's not gonna fight the Yas side in
No, that's
147.
why
Boost
they
gonna
wait
move
for
up.
Brian. That's why they wait for Brian Norman to fight because they're
the
not
build
trying.
up
They trying to get around that mandatory.
Okay.
Boots got
Yeah,
147. He got to be fighting for a belt or nothing. And
yeah.
Pacquiao, listen, we ain't seen Pacquiao since 2021 against Ugas, and he was about to fight Earl, but Earl had the iron. Remember, Pacquiao was about to face Earl.
No. He was trying to fight Errol. Errol got pulled out. And then he fought Ugas. Ugas was a late replacement. That's how they went. He was scheduled to fight Earl. Earl got hurt and sparring with his eye, and then they replaced him with Ugas, who was on the undercard. He was on the undercard as a co-main event. They moved him up to the main event to fight Pacquiao. That's how they went down.
Exactly. He was getting ready to fight Earl, but that was 2021. If he beat Barrios, will he be nuts to fight Boots? Hey
Hell
man,
no, man.
No, I don't see it happening because, like I said, with the PBC, they'll put him in with Rolly next.
They'll
He's
put
not
him
gonna
in with
fight Boots.
Roddy
Boots with Matchroom.
and that fight probably sell more than Boots. Just
well, yeah,
how Rolly is.
Yeah, yeah.
154, because it ain't no point in him against Brown.
If Pacquiao beat Barrios, Rolly and him gonna be a big fight, a good fight.
Yep. Yeah, even
If
if Barrios win, it's
Pacquiao, man,
Rolly gonna get
Pacquiao
the
is
win.
not beating Barrios. Y'all gotta stop this. We don't need to be
I
talking about no
I
future fights for Pacquiao. He is not
I
about to
Don't
beat
I
Barrios.
I
don't be
don't think.
surprised too soon if he beat Barrios. It ain't because Pacquiao still that great. It's just that Barrios is not that good. I've been trying to tell you that
I don't hold
when we
on. Let
talk
me show
about this
y'all
fight.
this. I don't know, Rick Timms, if you've seen this video, but on Fridays I do reactions on the channel. And I showed them this video. We went through it. I'm gonna pull it up again for those of you that didn't see it. And these people want me to believe that this guy is about to be the active world champion 5 years out of the ring.
You finna show that exhibition?
Nah, 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 nah. I ain't about to show no exhibition.
Okay, because the exhibition ain't the same as a real fight. We don't know how. It's not the same focus, not even nowhere close to the same train. He fighting for a world title now. He trying to add to his legacy. You ain't gonna see that same pack out that you saw against in that exhibition.
That nigga was getting tagged in that
It's gonna
motherfucking
be worse.
exhibition.
I don't see that. Like I say, Barrios, man, he lost his last fight to Abel Ramos. Did y'all see that fight when Barrios fought Ramos? I thought
Man,
he
wait,
lost that fight.
man,
He got
if that,
dropped multiple times, got hurt. He didn't look good in
yeah,
that
I
fight.
don't know. Hey, I don't know what they talking about, but if that money line right, I'm putting my money on Pacquiao. I don't
Yep.
give
Yeah,
a
I,
fuck
I,
what no one say.
What's the money
You
line?
you ain't gonna sit here and tell me that Pacquiao ain't got a chance beating that nigga. You not.
Styles make
I mean,
fight.
You not
He
gonna
really
sit there
tailor
and say
made
he
for
ain't got a
Pacquiao,
chance
really.
like he just going up against some animal. Nah, you're not
He
gonna
Y'all
sit
tailor
here
just
and tell
made
me
for
that.
Pacquiao style wise. That style is tailor made for Pacquiao. Coming forward,
Yeah,
flat footed, Pacquiao been beating guys like that in his sleep.
you're not gonna sit here and tell me that.
y'all gonna act
I
like
mean,
that 5 year layoff for a 46-year-old man ain't gonna have a big impact. Y'all gonna act like that?
Yeah, he gonna have to
coming
pick
off,
his spots.
I
He gonna
think
have to
he
pick
gonna
his
be.
spots
I
for
think he
sure.
gonna be. I think he gonna be strong during the first couple rounds, but then I think he gonna
Yeah,
fade towards the back half for sure.
I
yeah,
mean, listen, y'all,
That might
hold
happen.
on. The man ain't fought since 2021. He lost, and he just jumped the line. He right back in for a title shot. Must be
yeah.
nice.
He
That's
gonna have
why
to
them
pick his
belts
spots. He
don't
can't fight
matter.
like he fought in his younger days because he fought with a lot of energy, jumping in with the 1-2 and very moving on his
Hey,
feet. He
and
can't
that's
fight
why
like
he
that for
got to
12
get
rounds. He gonna have to
exactly
pick and choose. He got to pick and choose, pick
JB
his spots.
Sports.
Yeah.
JB Sports. He done. His style is based off his quickness and his athleticism. He not
So
gonna
you don't
go
think
in
he
there
can?
and fight no different. Look at him in this video, y'all. That's why I'm playing this video. That athleticism, that in and out, that he can't. He do it for 20 seconds. He out of there, and he still looks slow. He looks slow and old.
Yeah, he gonna have to pick his spots. He gonna have to, has to pick his spots. Maybe cut off strong the middle rounds. Try to use your experience just to try to time up and slow the fight down and stuff like that. He gonna have to fight a different fight. Make no mistake about it. He can't fight for 12 rounds like he
Hey,
did.
did y'all
At his
watch that fight?
peak. He's got to fight a
Did,
different style. But he's got enough experience, and hopefully they come up with a game plan. Him and Freddie Roach. And it's in that Thurman fight. He started off good in that fight, but in the middle
wait, hold
rounds,
on.
Thurman took over. And I think he was probably trying to save himself for the championship rounds. He was able to hurt Thurman in the championship rounds. He was able to win a split decision. I think he going to have to fight like that against Barrios. Barrios is not as good as that Thurman that Pacquiao beat.
Yeah.
He's probably got to fight a little bit more like
Did,
that,
that, hey, did you see the
picking
Barrios?
spots.
Did you see the Barrios fight when he was on Jake Paul undercard? Did y'all see that fight?
You talking
We
against
Hold on,
Ramos?
yeah,
we
yeah.
got
That's the fight
y'all
we talking
we wait,
about.
hold on. We still got like as we talk about let's talk about that.
Hold on, we
That
got
that you only
KQKC
good as your
Boxing
last fight.
Network
That
on
fight
the
was
panel.
terrible.
How you doing, KQKC? What you got
Uh,
for the show?
hey, what's going on, Tucson? My first time on the panel,
What's going on?
and second time listening to you. I'm not gonna hold you long. I had to do my show in the morning, but I was trying to explain to everyone. Tom Brown, Samson Lewis, um, and Floyd Mayweather Promotion. They all are promoters for PBC. Al Heyman's advisor. So they have always let their fighters go fight on other platforms. So it doesn't matter who's the A side or B side. They allow the fighters to do it. Tom Brown had deal with Top Rank. It doesn't matter if he's the A or B side. It doesn't matter. They always have done that. They started off with Danny Jacobs long time ago when he fought on the zone, but he always get Al Heyman always get a portion of whatever they fight at. I don't know why people like this is foreign to them, and you can't compare fighters today from fighters from like Roberto Duran or something like that, because this today these fighters they are watered down compared to the fighters back then. Just easy breezy fighting today. Nobody's really fighting hard or up close in the pocket or outside. Really, both. All ring IQ, unless you're talking about Chance Crawford, Devontae Davis. Now even Canelo's doing it. Canelo always do the same thing every time. And that shows you what? Because you've been doing repetitions for like what you got what 70 fights? So sometimes you gotta look at things a little bit different today compared to 20 years ago or 10 years ago because things are different then. More belts now. Belts are scattered out now. It's hard to be undisputed. People getting belts mailed to them. You know, I mean, it just all mixed up now. But I'm not gonna get off topic because I can go on and on about Turkey and his debacle, how this fight with Chance Crawford Canelo might not happen. I could
Absolutely.
go on and on. And I could go on and on also about Boots. Yeah, Boots, yeah, he's too big. Bo's been saying that. He's pretty much a laid back type of fight manager, trainer. But these guys are young and they are growing. Now, when you talk about well, he gonna go back to 140, you know, listen, all these fighters drain themselves before they even go and fight somebody. Guys are walking around at 200 pounds and squeeze down to 147. Then they lose some more extra weight. That would piss me off so much. Now, Jamel Charlo is my favorite fighter, but Devontae Davis got a lot of crap out of weight draining fighters. Well, they was already weight drained before they even made the fight. Because nobody fights at their own weight class. That's why I have a lot of respect for Monster Inway. Because he don't want to move up unless he can't make his weight at all. That's because these fighters don't have the punching power, the ring IQ, or they're not ring savvy to take on guys in their own weight, the weight class they should be in. I'm sorry, but look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney squeezed down, and he went all the way down to 35. And he looked like a guy that might have been on drugs or something, the way he looked when he fought Camboza. And Tio is the clown. Tio might not get in the Hall of Fame if things are politically correct, as I know they are, because he's a racist. He said it out loud, and that can hold him, that alone can hold him back. Because he already had a meeting on it already by the WBA. Now, thank God the WBO is trying to keep the Muhammad Ali Act in here. They spoke out about that. But I'm not going to go all through that. But that's all I want to say, too, Saying keep up the good
All
work.
right.
And we need
Thank
more
you.
content creators like you because I love to hear women talk boxing. I love the women boxers because, see, in my opinion, no offense, but I think Amanda Serrano, she's the gloat. All right, I'm sorry because she fought 3 minute rounds, highest paid female fighter. I mean, she's exciting. So I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
All
Everything's
right.
opinion based. Remember that. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Shout
you,
out to
KQ.
everybody on the panel. Keep doing what you're doing. All right.
Good points.
All right.
KQ
Yeah.
coming
Hey
up.
man, you know what? One
Salute.
question.
Yes,
Tio a
sir.
Hall of
Hey,
Famer. Shout out to that
yeah,
though.
man. Hey, my one question is, what
Mhm.
what does that say about present day current fighters for 46-year-old who haven't fought since 2021 to get off the couch and just jump right back into a title shot?
What would that say? I mean, who?
It's not on the fighters though. That's a political decision.
Yeah, that sure is
It-
because ain't no way he fought his way back up off the couch, to a title contention. No, no.
Yeah,
No,
but
you
that's
know,
But
that's
you
that
gotta
that's
think like Manny Pacquiao has done a lot for the sport. He's brought a lot of eyes to the sport. He's brought a lot of money to the sport. That's just a political thing. He's a
yeah,
big
yeah,
name.
that's PBC though. They all PBC fighters, so they can do what they want over there.
yeah. See, PBC look towards more of the money makers, the stars, the names, like that. Like Jamal Charlo's coming back. Earl Spence, he said he gonna come back when he good and ready. But Keith Thurman, these are all the guys that left Golden Boy and came over to PBC, and now we got new fighters coming up in PBC. But these guys out with the old and with the new, and sometimes Jamal Charlo, I like I said, I love the Charlos, but sometimes you just can't go backwards. When you get older, you just can't do the things you used to do. I noticed Canelo, he's slowing down. When you got over 70 something fights, you're bound to slow down. So, but hopefully, Jamal can do what he usually do with the great jab he used to have. So, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao, I think he got bored. I don't think he broke. I just think he got bored and he just wanna put on an exhibition like Floyd been doing, and you know, but I don't think he has too much left. I don't.
Me
So
Yeah,
neither.
they've been
yeah.
saying this for a while now. That
I
Manny
just showed
Pacquiao,
y'all. I just showed y'all the man shadow boxing. Y'all still feel the same way?
I think he gonna. I
That's
think he.
shadow boxing.
I think if he fight Barrios and they put that money line on Pacquiao, I'm putting my money on Pacquiao, man. I'm gonna take
You know
that
what,
risk.
smart man, smart man.
I'm gonna take that risk because I
Yeah,
think
smart
Barrios is
man,
not
because they
that
know
good.
something that you don't know. Yep,
I didn't
yep.
like how he looked shadow boxing. And 2 cent, I saw that this week. I saw the old man that you was gonna send me last year with the plaid shirt on the heavy bag.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and he looked to me, he looked better than Pacquiao did. Shadow
yeah.
boxing,
Yeah, right.
he
Pacquiao looks
did.
terrible, y'all. He looks
Man,
like, come on, man.
I'm
Did you
not
see
counting Pacquiao out against Barrios. I don't
But this
care.
is the thing,
I
though. I
you only
feel like
good as your
I've
last
fallen.
fight.
I,
His last
I
fight was
feel like I've
trash.
fallen for this too many times in boxing, and for the most part, the fighter that has to overcome the most usually don't overcome it. They usually don't, and that's a big lesson I've learned in boxing. Always thinking the underdog gonna do something like that. Shit rarely happen in boxing, bro. If Pacquiao,
Oh, go ahead,
if
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Pacquiao come and beat Barrios, man, I would be shocked. Like I would be
So
devastatingly
how you
shocked.
think Pacquiao gonna lose then? By a knockout or by decision?
I don't know how he gonna lose, but I just don't see him
I
winning.
don't think that he can outbox Pacquiao, man. I don't
Mm.
think
Can
Barrios can
Pacquiao
outbox him.
even box for 12 rounds, bro? Is the first question.
So that's what I'm asking you. What you think gonna happen?
I
He
think
might,
he slowed down a
he
little
might
bit
get
more.
stopped. Pacquiao might get stopped, bro.
Okay, you think he might get stuck? He might get
Yeah.
stuck. I
Now,
don't.
can I ask? Let me ask you all a question. I know it might be rumors or whatever, but they came out and said that Javante Davis again talking about retirement at the end of 2025. Now, of course, should he be thinking about that going into this rematch? Because no distractions he don't need. And
I,
I
Lamar
but I
wrote,
doubt that he's doing that again. I
I
mean, I don't
think
know
So he
what
I
he
did
think
that
said.
before the first fight.
I
Yeah, I
think
doubt he's doing that
I
again.
only reason why I believe this stuff because if you notice, man, Javante Davis don't play social media unless he about to fight, and
okay,
he just started doing it like these past like probably 2 years. I would
uh
say
huh.
like a year. He just started really like been on top of that. Like he don't even touch that shit unless he about to fight. That's when you gonna start seeing him post stuff and shit like that. It's like he not his head not into it as far as probably with everything. Not even just with boxing. He probably just like
I
he said he
mean,
had a kid, he got a child. He probably really be at home working, going back home, just being a family man. That's what he probably.
do you think?
Where did he say he was about to retire though? When did he
Okay, he
swear?
said the end of 2025.
When did he like
Which
where
which
So he
where
which
gonna fight
Lamar,
Roach and Jake Paul and retire.
which
where did he
Lamar,
say this at?
Nah, he
Uh,
say he gonna
wi-
step. He gonna step away. I don't think he
right,
say he gonna retire. He say he still gonna come back, but he just gonna step away. And
because
He
I
tweeted.
Lamar
and
Rose will be his last fight. He's
and
saying
I
because he fought 2 times this year, and everybody else will be busy, to January or whatever. But it's just a good idea. I mean,
Um,
uh, because
he
Tank,
only fight twice a year anyway.
yeah. What
I
I'm
don't
saying
think
is,
it's.
I'm
I,
saying it's just
Fighting
a
in
good
August though.
idea.
He can't get one in before the end of the year, December.
Well, he fighting in August.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's eight. That's 8 months into the
Name
year.
name a top level fighter that fights 3 times a year.
Well, top level. Yeah, you're
I,
right.
I
Right.
say like Canelo. Usually, what he fight 2 or 3? He fight
Yeah,
one
two
of
or
those.
three.
He
Yeah.
fight like damn near 3 times a year. I know he
He
fight on
fights
Cinco de
twice a
Mayo
He
year.
played twice. Cinco de
twice
Mayo, Mexican Independence Day.
and
That's it.
Mexican Independence. Okay, okay,
Yeah, he
okay.
slowed down too. Now, only ones doing that now is Abdullah Mason, Jerry Anderson, maybe. The younger guys.
And they should.
Um,
The
They
yeah,
should be fighting
contenders.
3 times or more.
Man,
yeah.
Yeah,
You
they
gotta
still
stay
contend.
busy. You gotta stay busy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I'm just curious about Devontae Davis. No distractions, and he will have to really, really, change up his game or do something, or Lamar Rose have to change up. Or now someone said, matter of fact, 2 Cent on your channel. Last time I was there, first time I was there, someone mentioned, I don't forget who it was, that Tank gonna have to start off fast, and well, you don't have to worry about him starting off fast because he knows Lamont Roach. He knows
Right.
basically what he's bringing, so he halfway there when he start off. So you don't have to kind of figure him out, you
yeah, that's
know.
And
what
Tank,
He didn't really start off slow the first fight, really.
Right, right,
It was competitive all the way through, really.
I
yes.
said.
So
I,
Tank gonna
I,
be
said- I said. I
in
said. I
too.
said. I said that he don't gotta fill him out. He could just treat that shit like it's the 13th round when he go in
Mm.
there and fight him.
It's
Yeah,
no more. It's nothing enough to surprise him now. He was a little
Yeah,
surprised by
yeah.
Lamont. That
Cause
surprise is
Right.
over.
he usually see what's going on first before he get to really getting into his groove, and
mm.
he already know what it is now, so it should be an action packed fight, man. For starting from
and,
the
uh, and
first
all
round,
and
it
all your best fighters, they always take their time to figure out their fighters.
yeah,
Floyd, they just say collect that data. A lot of great fighters take their time. They don't go out there game busters like Devin Haney did, and you don't go out there unless you know what the fighter bringing. You
yeah.
know,
That's so I think that's what's gonna happen. I think only way that he won't be all like that is if Lamont Roach switch up. If Lamont Roach come in fighting the same way, or even I
mm,
think it's gonna be another It's gonna be a 13th round, man. They gonna start back. I don't think
If
Tank gonna
Lamar
have to
Roach
wait it
fights the
out.
same way, he's
Lamont,
gonna get stopped.
yeah, yeah. Now,
Lamar
but
Rose, he got a good chin. We got to find out if he seemed to be able to take Tank punches, but I think Tank got to let his hands go a little bit more than he did in the first fight. But then when you do that, you can't expose yourself to getting caught with counters. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. Sometimes you got a fighter that has your number. As far as styles make fights, he might not be as great as you, or done as much as you, but his style is always gonna give you problems. Just like
you
Ken
know,
Norton, Muhammad Ali. I always gave him problems. Everybody know Ali was a greater fighter, but Norton, that style always gave Ali problems. That might be the case with Tank, or maybe he Mayweather. Maybe in a rematch he'd be more dominant, like Mayweather was against Madonna, like he
that's
was
why
against Castillo.
that's what I'm
Maybe we're
saying.
gonna find out how
hey,
great Tank is in the rematch, basically.
there you go.
Like,
Cause I was thinking the
uh,
same thing. Cause ain't that they got your number? They just send you fight a lot, or maybe sparred you, whatever, and they know what you're gonna do.
Yep.
So it basically
Which
is
spring
got your number.
was that?
So
JB Sport that mentioned Ali and we say
And
Ken
Ken
Norton.
Norton.
Ken
Yep.
Yeah,
Norton.
yeah.
yeah,
That style always gave Ali problems. He wasn't great as Ali, but style.
mm, right.
same thing. Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley.
And
Yep.
Shane should
Same
have
Same
Oh
here.
yeah,
known better.
oh yeah, yeah.
Shane should have known better. I don't know why he tried to fight Vernon the way he did.
Right, right. So but Saints tend to fight like his opponent sometimes. Like
Yep.
you trying to fight like Floyd sometimes. When he was in there. But thanks a lot, Two Cent. I appreciate it. Let me up.
All right, KQ,
Okay.
KC, thank you
All
for
right.
coming up.
Okay.
Okay.
Great show. All right.
All right, all
All
right.
right, salute.
Hey, take care and shout out to you, Rick. Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Peace.
what is it?
What's up? Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Well, we
gonna be
got
interesting though. That's gonna be a big fight up in. It's gonna be in Las Vegas, huh? Tank and Roach. You ain't gonna be on the East Coast. It's gonna be in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. So that's gonna be. I want to see how the undercard shape out. Hopefully they could put maybe Gary Antoine on the undercard, put some good fighters on the undercard, and it should be a great night of boxing. Was it August 16th? I think. So it's gonna be one of those fights you're gonna be really excited when that bell ring.
what y'all
It's
think
really a
about this?
fight that you really don't know. You won't really be surprised whoever wins. You're not gonna be shocked. If Tank win, you're not gonna be shocked. And even if Roach win, you're not gonna be shocked based on how the first fight went.
Anybody going through the fight?
Nah,
I,
I haven't even looked into it yet.
I ain't looked into it either. I
Yeah,
might roll that.
The DMV will be out there pretty strong. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the fight. So I know it's a lot of people on this end gonna be at that fight.
Oh, it's gonna be live. That fight, them brights gonna be, them lights gonna be real bright. This fight,
Hmm.
they gonna be
Yeah.
super bright.
And Tank gonna
But
be
we gonna
ready
see.
too.
We gonna
Tank gonna
see.
Who
Yeah.
who's gonna be
well,
Tank trainer? Is he gonna still be with Calvin, or he's gonna be with Hunter, or who's gonna be his trainer? Have they locked that down yet? Who's gonna be his trainer for that fight? He had two of them guys,
That's
Calvin
still
and Hunter, in the cone in the first fight.
that's
I
still a question to be answered.
Yeah,
don't
he need to
know.
get that locked down, get him a lead trainer, and go with that. You know,
Hmm.
All right, all
Lamar Roach
right.
gonna have his daddy and his trainer. His daddy gonna run the show as far as his corner goes. So Tank need to have that locked down. You need to have one voice, and the other guy need to be the support assistant, and do this what the assistant does. But you need to have one voice in your corner.
Yeah,
That was a problem in that first fight. He had
yeah.
too many people trying to tell him what to do.
Well,
Man,
we're gonna go around the panel. We're gonna close out the show. We're gonna go around the panel, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. We're gonna start with you, Rick Timms. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
oh man, just sliding through. Had to come grace your platform and hey man, Turkey and Canelo and Bud got to get their act together and get this shit official because that right there is gonna be amazing if that really happened. So time gonna tell, and we're gonna see how that unfolds. So salute to you, salute to the panel, salute to the chat. I'm out.
All
Shout
right,
out Rick
Rich
All
Timms.
right,
Tim.
Thank
take
you
it
for
easy.
joining me on the panel.
Salute.
Rich, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
man, just salute to you. Salute to the chat. Um, Kamal need to stop hating in the chat, and that's it. For real, that nigga's a hater. You can you can read that shit through. That nigga a hater, man. And salute though.
All right, Rich, thank you for coming up.
Uh,
JB Sports, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Okay, my final 2 cents is twofold. We're gonna talk about David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Seems to be maybe on the outside looking in once again. There's I think a word came out today that Callum Smith and Anthony Yard in negotiations for a fight to take place in the summer. And that's two fighters that fight up under Turkey Ali Sheik. As we know, Benavidez went down there before the Bivol Beterbiev rematch and talked with Turkey. I think Turkey was trying to put him on as a co-main event for a card to take place in Alcatraz. And Benavidez was like, nah, I've been doing main event pay-per-views back to back. I'm not finna be on no undercard. So that fell by the wayside. And it seems to me that him not getting the Beterbiev or Bivol because they're finna have a third fight and not getting Callum Smith and Anthony Yard. David Benavidez is once again on the outside looking in like he was at 168, now at 175. I'm sure the PBC will probably still put him on a fight sometime in the summer, maybe a Jesse Hart. I think it's a guy named Ramirez that's ranked kind of high, so maybe one of those two guys for a fight in September. And as far as Teofimo Lopez goes, now that Boots has declined to take the fight, they're talking about Teo versus Haney. Which weight will that fight be at? As we know, Teo has a belt of 140. Haney is not a champion right now. His
They're
last
gonna
fight was at
probably
a
fight
catch
at
weight.
light welterweight. They're gonna fight at light welterweight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a cash weight, 140, 147. Where will that fight be? So I think that's the fight that Turkey gonna try to line up next. Just got to find out what weight class. Because if it's at 147, it's not gonna be for no belt. At least if it's at 140, it'll be for Tio's belt, and Devin have a chance to become champion once again. So remains to be seen what happens with Haney and what happens with Benavidez. And that's my 2 cents. Salute to the channel. Salute to 2 cents. Salute to everybody. Y'all have a great night. I'm out.
Good night, Jeff. JB.
Shout out JB Sports. Mr. Greg, close us out. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, I hate seeing David Benavidez still be on the outside looking in again. He has all he's done is win, at least when he gets in the ring. I hope he does get a good fight. I hope he gets the fight with Canelo. I'd rather see the fight with Canelo and him than Crawford in the first place. So we'll see how that. I mean that the talk has been revived again. It's coming from somewhere. Maybe there's somebody trying to draw up interest again. Maybe there's some behind the scenes things going on where we might even see it and be surprised. I hope that's the case. Um, Devin and Tio, or Devin and Boots, or Devin and anybody is a iffy fight to me, because you still got to deal with Bill, and you don't know how those negotiations are going to go and who's going to actually sign on the dotted line with them. But either way, they need to do more fighting and less talking. I'm still disappointed that nothing is going to be happening that's concrete with Crawford. Period. All of these guys talk, 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 talk. I know the business of boxing is not always doing what we want it to do in a timely fashion, but I think this hurts their fighters. All the fighters get hurt the longer they stay out the ring. So if they can get in the ring, even if it's not with a top-notch fighter, get in the ring, get that rust off you, do some work. Don't charge so much at the especially if it's not a top tier fighter. But get in the ring and fight. Use your skills. Stay sharp. So we hope all that takes place. But as I said, I'll be out in Vegas for the Tank Lamont Roach fight. So that's at least something that we right now can look forward to. Because I don't think other than Brian Norman Jr. is fighting in Japan, and I think somebody else is fighting in July. But the fact of the matter is, the only fights that we are talking about that we know is going to happen again is with the face of boxing, and that's with Tank. Wonder why that's the case. But anyway, it's always good to talk with you. And again, I'm glad I did finally see that video that you were trying to tell me about. The old dude did look pretty good. He,
He did.
he looked his
He was sharp. He was
yeah,
crisp.
yeah, he was his punches were crisp. I mean, he looked, it had pop on those punches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I need to try to get back to that. I'm inspired more than anything else to start getting on the heavy bag now.
Hey, they say power the last thing to go.
It really is. It really is. And if your legs are gone, and that's what I was sort of peeping with Pacquiao, I don't think his legs is what they used to be. And that's where your power will come from your legs. And Pacquiao had great legs, and that's where his power came from. So I hope he doesn't get hurt.
We know where his power came from, Mr. Greg.
Listen, he had good. Hey, now that kind of thing is probably going to be, well, it is just the fact of boxing now. It's unfortunate.
Terrence Crawford said Manny Pacquiao was on steroids.
I know.
That's what Terrence said.
I know.
With no proof. But that's
None.
what he said. None, no proof. Not one positive drug test. But hey.
Everybody talking when they should just be fighting. Stop talking. But hey, that's the state of boxing today. More talking, less fighting. But anyway, thanks for letting me come up. I know you're trying to get off early, so I ain't gonna talk to. I'm gonna stop talking here. You got to still do another all ladies panel. You got to.
I'm gonna do it. It's every Friday. It's open to all the ladies. They gotta click the link and come on up.
All right, well, make sure you announce it because yeah, I've seen a lot of ladies that comes on here that maybe not come on to like I see the sexy Kendra. I saw the young lady Droop on the replay for Sunday.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, that was her first time up. She usually be in the chat.
yeah, yeah. So you get them on and get them encouraged so we can sit back and listen to y'all's perspectives a little bit more.
All right, all right. All right,
Okay.
Mr. Greg. Thank you
All
for
right.
coming up and giving your 2 cents. I
Okay.
always
Good night.
appreciate you supporting the show. Good night. Shout out to all the women on the panel. Listen, all the women that's listening. Replay in the chat. Friday is ladies' night. It's the all women's panel. Fellas, you can join too. You can call in. But make sure you come Friday, click the link and get up on the panel. People want to hear your 2 cents. They want to know what you got to say about the show. They just want to get a woman's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Some logic and common sense, oddly enough. But we had a great discussion tonight. I know I'm not staying on till 1 and 2, not tonight. We got a quick little live going, but I will be back Friday at 6:30. Join me for ladies' night. I don't know. T.O. Boots never really was excited about that fight. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. I don't feel no way about it, to be honest with you. Canelo Crawford, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Again, don't feel no way about it, to be honest with you. I am enjoying watching it unfold, though, and seeing all the drama that's kind of going into it. But we got Shakur Stevenson, Zapata coming up. We got Tank Davis, Roach rematch coming up to look forward to. Be sure to join me again on Friday for Ladies Night, 6:30 p.m. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, timing you out, cussing you out, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, muting you while you trying to talk, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.